were looking for and found it crowded. "Where do you want to sit?" Ethan said. Abby found her way through the blankets and towels on the sand, and they positioned themselves in a fairly secluded spot next to a boulder. They laid out their towels. "Put on sunscreen," Ethan said. "Both of you." "Okay, Mom," Abby said. "Fine," he said. "Don't." He flopped down on his chest, laying his arms above his head, and closed his eyes like he was going to sleep. His stubble shimmered in the sunlight like sand on his cheeks. Abby waited a few minutes and then put on sunscreen. She and Whitney rubbed it on each other's backs. The beach was next to Coffin Rock, a 60-foot cliff standing above the water, shaped like an upright pine casket from an old western. The backside sloped down to the shore. It was a steep climb among rocks and trees, but part of the draw of this beach was for people to come and cliff jump. There were rumors about people dying when they jumped off the cliff. The water was so cold that it shocked them unconscious, or they hit the surface wrong and broke their spines. Abby didn't know if any of it was true. She'd seen plenty of people do it without incident. A group of guys, maybe high schoolers, maybe college, sat on towels nearby, drinking beer from bottles. They kept looking over at Abby and Whitney. After finishing their beers, they headed over toward Coffin Rock, scrambling up the backside and jumping off one by one, hooting with excitement as they came up out of the water. One of them made his way over to Abby and Whitney, smiling and shaking the water out of his hair. "You girls want a drink?" He gestured over toward the group, implying they had to come join the guys if they wanted one. Ethan raised his head up off the towel. "Oh, hey, buddy," the guy said to him. Ethan stood up, towering over the guy. The boy was younger than Ethan, but already had a beer gut. He had shaved his facial hair into a thin beard, but the hair was patchy. "What grade are you in?" Ethan asked the kid. "I'm a freshman at UNR," he said. "So, you're what, 19? "Yeah. So?" "You ever talk to these girls again," Ethan said, "I'll put you in the hospital." The guy opened his mouth to argue, but Ethan wasn't finished. "I'll hold you down," he said, "and rub sand in your eyes until you cry blood. You got it?" "Jesus Christ," the guy said, starting to walk away. "I was just trying to be nice." He retreated to his group, and the girls could hear low mumbles as he told his friends what had been said. Abby felt a little sick to her stomach. Just the possibility of a fight had spiked her adrenaline. "Geez, Ethan," she said, "we were just talking to them." "We're not little kids," Whitney said. "You two can do better than those idiots." The boys started talking loudly, saying words like douchebag and pussy. Emboldened by their numbers, they talked about what they'd do to Ethan if he said anything else to them. "I'll be back," Ethan said. Abby thought he was going to fight the whole group of guys, and she opened her mouth to stop him. But he walked right past them without looking. He had a certain air about him. He wasn't pretending to ignore them. He simply was. The boys in the group eyed him as he walked past, but he had already forgotten about them. They were that insignificant. "God, your brother's hot," Whitney said. "Ew," Abby said. She made a gagging gesture and acted like she was vomiting. Ethan climbed slowly up the steep slope at the back of Coffin Rock. When he got to the top, he stood and looked down as if contemplating something serious. The sun glinted off the blue water below. She expected him to simply jump out like the boys had and drop feet first to the water below. Instead, he dove head first. He stabbed the water like a spear and disappeared in a small spout of white. Abby expected him to bob to the surface a moment later, but the water calmed without any sign of him. Seconds passed. He didn't surface. "Oh, shit," Whitney said. Abby rose to her feet. Finally, he broke the surface. "Jesus," Whitney said. "He scared the shit out of me." "Me too," Abby said. They laughed together and watched as